I am here today with Dawn Southey Hills, and Dawn and I have known each other for many, many years now and have been working together again for a number of years. And I'm thrilled that Dawn's on the call today, and we're going to do some laser coaching and really supporting Dawn in moving some energy towards her vision. And I know that by means of you listening to this recording and this video and listening to Dawn's story and Dawn's questions, that if you listen in a certain way, that you too can benefit from this coaching. And so the way that I encourage you to listen to this call and this laser coaching session is just with the curiosity, what's in that for me? And I know that when one person has a question, that many, many other people have that question. There's no singular good. And so we're doing these laser coaching sessions, not only to support Dawn in her vision, but also to support this collective community in moving energy and really moving in the direction of a life you would love. So Dawn, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Stacey. It is my pleasure. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah. So Dawn, what's on your mind today?
Oh, I have an important question. I have been waking up feeling really foggy, really full, feeling like even if I do sleep hygiene before I go to sleep, I feel like I'm working in my sleep. And I'm waking up feeling out of alignment, kind of bombarded by energy, and having a hard time when I get up to focus on my vision, to feel good. And even if I have many practices, it's still taking me a long time to feel like back in balance. So I was wondering if you could guide me to some more practices to help me to feel better so that
Mm.
I can live the life that I love and focus on my vision.
Yeah, great question. How long has this been going on for, Dawn?
Well, when I think about it, Stacey, I think this has happened to me most of my life. Yeah, I think this is something that I have, that's happened to me most of my life.
So that feeling of waking up, feeling full, takes a while to get moving, not feeling rested. It's
Yeah, yes,
and are you ready to transform that?
I am.
Yeah.
Please help, help.
So Dawn, let's imagine. So take a breath here. And let's imagine it's a year from now and it's all worked out. And you're waking up in the morning and you're feeling what? So describe it in the present tense as if it's all worked out.
Okay. Um, I am so happy and grateful now that I wake up in the morning and I feel peaceful. I feel crystal clear around my vision and what I would love for my life. I feel full of vibrant energy. I am happy. I am healthy. I am just full of peace.
Mm. Where do you feel that in your body right now?
In my heart and in my
Mhm.
mind
Yeah.
and
So,
my body. Yeah, my body feels like a peaceful.
yeah. So tuning into that energy right now, Dawn. And it's all worked out. And from that place, just asking yourself, what's the message? So what message is there for you from that version of you where it's all worked out?
Is to wake up and do exactly what you just told me to do before my feet hit the floor. And I have not been doing that.
Okay.
I've been
Very
going to my other practices and then trying to get myself aligned to do that. Isn't that interesting?
yeah. So there's your answer done, right? You wake up and before your feet hit the ground, take that breath and imagine it's all worked out and connecting from that vision. So there's the practice.
As a practice, immediately going to the vision rather than prepping myself to go to it.
Yeah.
That the vision is what is aligning me to feel better. Wow, that was really, really quick and really interesting. Thank you. Oh, that makes so much sense.
Yeah. So just again to support people in that
Mm-hmm.
process, right? Because we can do this for ourselves, but that process is when I'm noticing some discontent here. I'm waking up in a certain way and this is not my preference. And so if this isn't my preference, then what is? What would I love? How do I want to wake up in the morning? How do I want to feel? And notice that when Dawn spoke that, we speak that vision in the present tense as if it's all worked out. I am so happy and grateful now that. And we connect to that vision. And when we're connected to that vision, what we do is we raise our frequency, we raise our vibration. And when we're in a different frequency, just like on your TV, if you're watching a certain program on a certain frequency, you get that result. And so when I'm on the frequency or I'm thinking from my vision, I have access to different ideas than when I'm thinking from my problem or from my conditions. And so notice the moment that Dawn connected to the vision, it's all worked out. And we ask the question, what's the idea? What's the message? You had a message immediately. And so that wisdom exists within all of us. The answer exists within each of us. It's just we need to shift our energy to shift our frequency in order to access that wisdom. So good job, Dawn.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I'm
Yeah.
going to be placing my vision right by my bed to help me with that. And I also have, created a vision board that's sitting downstairs right beside me that I can place right by my bed. Because that
Yeah.
gives, thank you. Because I woke up feeling like it's like a feeling of fear. But if I
Yeah.
have like the touchstone or like the vision is my anchor
Yeah.
to come back and to clear. Yes, that makes so much sense.
Yeah. And what I
And
would say is when we're waking up, right, we have patterns. So we typically we wake up. You said I've had this my whole life.
mhm,
We wake up in the morning in a certain pattern, right? Ooh, what day is it? What do I need to do today? Ooh, that was a bad dream. Oh, it's going to be a long day. We have patterns of that first thought in the morning.
mhm,
And so, Dawn, having those touchstones near you to remember to think vision, but just know you have a pattern of waking up and going into fear, worry, that
mhm,
heaviness. But it's the moment you notice that, right? Ooh, I'm waking up. My eyes are about to open. Oh, wait a second. Pause, right?
mhm,
Interrupt. Here's my patterned thought. And I'm going to choose to think a new thought here. What I typically recommend. So, thinking from the vision, the other really great place is gratitude. So, before I allow my eyes to open or my feet to touch the ground, I'm going to go to gratitude. And it takes some repetition to think that thought. But with practice, pretty soon that will just be the automatic thought that you think when you wake up.
Oh, it's so interesting you say that, Stacey, because there was a practice out of that you taught me that I would, before I would get out of bed, I would go through the alphabet. So what was I grateful for? A, the abundance in my life. B, my friend Belen. C, chocolate cake. D, dogs. And I have not been doing that for a while.
There you
So
go.
that, yeah. And I didn't even realize that I wasn't, doing that. I was going to my morning practice and then listing things I was grateful for. But when I do that right while I'm still in bed and I go through the entire alphabet, my vibration does rise. And
Yeah.
I am, yeah.
And that gap of time, Dawn, right? So if I'm waking up and going to fear and heaviness, and I've already started a trajectory or a momentum so that by the time I get to my meditation or gratitude practice, I'm having to dig myself out, right? So you already have a momentum from waking up. But if you wake up and just start there, you've got that momentum going And let me just say, if this is a new practice, sometimes that momentum just lasts until we get into the kitchen, right? Or but the more that we practice, we're able to carry that emotion or that energy further and further into our days. But it takes practice, right?
Absolutely. And I didn't even remember that I wasn't practicing that.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
it's
thank
so
you for,
subtle,
yeah,
right?
yes.
Yeah. And it's funny because that's usually the go-to it. And for myself too, when I'm starting to notice, hey, I'm starting to get a little grumpier, I'm just not feeling quite
Mhm.
alive. Typically what happens is I've let go of the fundamental pieces. I haven't read my vision, I haven't done my gratitude, I haven't done my journaling. And within about 3 or 4 days, I start to notice the results of that. So for anybody listening, if you're just starting to feel like I'm just not myself, I'm more stressed out, I'm more worried, back to the fundamentals, reading your vision, that gratitude practice, getting outside. First place to start is with those fundamentals.
Oh, thank you so much, Stacey. That is so helpful. And I know that when I practice what you teach, it works. It's about, and it with the most gentleness and, just keep coming back to my vision. And I will have a copy of it by my bed now with my vision board. That's going to be a much nicer way to wake up
Yeah.
to see. Yeah. So
Wonderful.
thank you. I really appreciate your support.
My pleasure. And I would just invite you pour some love onto Dawn here in the comments. And if this served you, let us know in the comments. So thanks again, Dawn, for being here. And here is to you living a life that you love.